Hey, Mike Brooks here with another success tip, and this is called holding yourself accountable. Okay, accountability exercise, and this is the second part of a video series two videos that I did. The first one was on your calendar checklist, holding yourself accountable with a calendar checklist. Now I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then I'm going to give you a tool that you can use to hold yourself accountable. And actually, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to be your personal coach. So the first story is a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, runs his own business, and his wife is actually responsible for the business of it, the actual product itself. And my friend's job is simply marketing. His job is marketing. He's a marketing expert, and what he did early on, because he needed to build that expertise. He needed a challenge. He needed to get mentoring, but he really couldn't afford to spend the kind of money it would take to get the personal one-on-one coaching he needed. So what he did is a really cool thing. He reached out to a person in the marketing industry who's considered like a guru. This guy is like the king of the hill. He's like the #1 guy in the world for this kind of marketing that this person was doing, and this person holds him way up here at the top, and he looks up to him, as do millions of people all around the world. Now, to get this person to personally help him would cost him in the 20s, 30s of thousands of dollars just to sit down once with him. Insanely totally out of his budget, something he'd never be able to do. This person only works with like the top marketers in the world who earn boatloads of money. So what he decided to do is he decided that at the end of every single week, he was going to take everything he did that week, he was going to fax it to this person's office with a summary letter wrapping up, dear sir, here's what I did this week. I'm just using you to hold myself accountable so that I know I'm forcing myself to do it. Because if I know you're looking at my stuff, or somebody in your office is looking at my stuff, or could potentially look at my stuff, it's going to force me to take my game up, to continue to learn, to continue to work hard. And if I miss a day, I know I'm going to have to make it up, because I've got this deadline at the end of the week I've got to stick to. All these tools, things we've talked about, all these key behavioral and psychological tools that we've talked about that you should employ, this person employed, wrapped in one big bundle, and that is at the end of the week he faxed over what he did. And lo and behold, he did it for months. And after a bunch of months, his work started going up and up and up. His quality started getting more, and the volume of things he was doing was incredible. Okay, and he did it for a year. When he stopped doing it, he told me his work started declining. So he recently started doing it again because his work started to teeter off, where he wasn't putting as much effort into it, he wasn't putting out as much volume, he wasn't taking it as seriously. So to up his level, he started it up again. Okay, and after 6 months, after about a half a year, this guru, this person, this unbelievable marketer actually got in touch with him. And after about a year, they started looking at him as an expert, and now they use him as a contributor to their product, to their newsletters. They interviewed him. They put him in their magazine. I mean, just because all this stuff happened, that he decided he was going to hold himself accountable, all this amazing stuff happened to him. He hit his goals. He continued to grow, and he stayed on target. And it's all about holding yourself accountable. So here's my gift to you guys. I'm going to open up my fax line to you guys, okay? And I want you to hold yourself accountable. I want you to take the calendar that I gave you on the last video, and if you don't have it, go back and search on that. If you don't want to use the calendar, take a journal down and just write down everything you do. Take snapshots. If you have a journal, take photocopies of it and send it off to me. Take a picture of yourself and send it to me so that I can see how you're doing each week. Send me a little summary telling me, oh, almost knocked over my plant here, telling me how you're doing, what your weight is, what your weight was in the beginning of the week, at the end of the week, how much you lost, how much you gained. Be honest. Tell me what bad things you did, and tell me how you're going to fix them next week, how you're going to stay on track. So you might say, on Monday I was doing great, then Tuesday I forgot to weigh myself, I got up and I ate a bad breakfast, I went out for lunch, and I threw it all out the window. But then on Wednesday I got right back on it because I knew I had to report to you at the end of the week, so it really forced me to go on. So I was on it good on Wednesday, and Thursday I was super good. I exercised twice, and just keep going with that. So the more detail you give, the more you put into this on a daily, weekly basis, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay, now I can't promise I'm going to get back to you on it. Okay, I'm not collecting your fax number to send you stuff. I'm not collecting your information to send you stuff. I'm just giving you a mechanism to hold yourself accountable. And I'd like you to fax it to me. I think that's the best way to do it, just because it takes a little work. Most people don't have a fax machine right there available. You got to take a few steps. Okay, so my fax number, I'm going to give you my real fax number. It's 203-775-5576. That number again, 203-775-5576. You can also email it to me, Mike at the number 4, stepsuccesskit.com. Okay, just like the website, 4-Step Success Kit. You can email it to me there. You can make Word documents and email. The email's tough because I get a lot of emails and I may not see it. The fax is actually something that physically spits out of that machine, so if somebody in my office is forced to take it off and put it in a pile. You can go post on my blog, amazingshapenow.com. You can go and post a comment on this post that you're reading. This video that you're looking at is a post on the blog, so you can go look up accountability on the blog and find it and post a comment on there. But I really want you to do this weekly. If you can stick with this, it's going to take you places. And if you show me amazing results, I'll write about you on the blog and I'll showcase you if you want to. I won't release your name. I won't release any of your information unless you expressly give me permission to do that, of course. But if you're doing great, man, you may get a phone call from me or something. So keep doing that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you use that as a tool. Accountability is really a huge secret to sticking to something, okay? To sticking for it for the long term, and that's where we're at. We want to stick with this for the long term. So here's to your success, and I'll talk to you on the next success tip.